Hello, Team Fortress 2. The universe is out there waiting to learn about the spy and the pyro. Well, welcome everybody, and it's great to have you all here. And it's been a kind of rainy spring here so far in Seattle, but today's a nice day and everything's looking good. So hope the same where you are. Now, why don't we just launch into some autograph signing? And for this one, I have, this one has no name and no special instructions. So I will just ad-lib something here for this picture of my buddy the spy. Such great artwork was created for this autograph signing. It's so fun to work with. We'll say 4. France and the unicorns. Spy. Gold lettering right there. One for the spy. Here's our beautiful Pyro, decked out, dressed to the nines. And this one goes to, this is number 360, and it is Artas, R-T-A-S. Signed something like Artis. Let's see what you've got. Sounds weird, but I think it'll mean a lot. Okay. You got it, Artis. I always have to look twice to make sure that I get everybody's name spelled correctly. Some of these names I'm not familiar with, so. Artis. Let's see what you got. Exclamation point. Artist a little Valentine here from the ever-loving Pyro. One of my favorite characters. There's a beautiful Pyro for Artis. The heater man. Well, let's see what I got next. Oh, that's Artis?
Yep, 360 is a tap complete.
Oh, gotta remember to complete those. Now we're up to Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Let's see what you got here. This is for my brother's birthday, so feel free to leave a message of your choice. Okay. Let's see. Sure. Okay, so I imagine maybe Kevin is the birthday boy. So let's just go to Kevin. Favorite spy quote. It should be a crime to be so handsome, happy, birthday. From Le Spy. For Kevin. As I get my angles right here. Okay. That's to Kevin. Happy birthday, Kevin. And this
Complete.
complete Kevin. Now we're on. So now we're on to the next one. This is 370. Dylan, Cyber Streams. Could you say Dylan is a spy in the Spy Voice? That's okay. I love your work. Community loves you. And we love the community. My gosh, you know, it's amazing that this little game we did so many years ago is still going strong. It's all due to you guys. So, to Dylan. Hope Dylan's watching because Dylan is a spy. I don't know if he's a red spy or a blue spy, but he's a spy. Okay, to Dylan.
Okay, well, familiar names in this chat. Like,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, like people who've been watching all John and Ellen's signings.
Salute to Dylan from Monsieur Spy. There's one for Dylan. Oh,
That was a video.
should I have?
I'm sorry.
Maybe I should write Cyber Streams on there. He said Dylan Cyber Streams.
Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay, well, I can go back.
Oh.
Which is the best way to score movies.
Okay, I've caused a little wrinkle in time here, so bear with us. Make it out to Dylan Cyber Streams. Okay, better do that. Glad I caught that one. To Dylan. Cyber Steams. Cyber Steams. There we go. Now we're official. And we're on to, oh, I've got two here. And,
Oh,
oh, that's just a blank. Okay, 374. Gunner Riffle. Oh, yes, one of my favorite lines. Right behind you. So much, you meant so much to me. Is it okay to read these out loud?
yeah, I like it.
I love this. You meant so much to me and my brother during our childhood. Grew up playing this game and still continue to play this day. We love you guys. That's so great. Glad. Thank you for that. We love you too. So, to Gunner Riffle, or maybe it's a Gunnar. Never know what country these are coming from, really. It's just amazing.
Unless they say.
Think of Gunnar as maybe a Germanic name.
Oh, so far we've got 50 people watching. It's nice.
Right behind you, Monsieur Spy.
Oh, I know. We actually do have a few French viewers.
Well, that's great. I just hope the French viewers will be kind in their assessment of my French accent.
Also with Australia, Argentina.
Oh, great.
A lot of Brazilians.
Gunnar Rebel right behind you. Okay. Brazilians.
Yeah.
Excellent. So now we're on to 378. James Merritt. Hello, James. Don't play with fire. Love your work. Thank you. Boy, I would love to have all of the fire puns that that sort of go along with people's notion of pyro. That's just great. Don't play with fire. I'll just add that in. I will be honest and tell you, after I've done a few of these, I get into kind of a roll, and I'll do a few spies, and then a pyro will come along, and I'm just on a roll. And I almost a couple of times have written spy on pyro pictures, and I really got to watch that because it's kind of like a split personality here, you know. Okay, James, there you go. Coming at you. Thank you. Now we're on to Jenny. Add a cool spy voice line. Well, let's see. What do I like? Oh, cool spy voice line. All right, I think I got it.
You're doing a lot of compliments about your handwriting.
Are we talking about longhand or printing? Maybe both. Well, you know, I come from a time when we really had to learn that stuff in school. You know, it was a really real priority then. It was almost an art form. They called it penmanship. That's what they called it when I was a kid in school. We had to learn our penmanship, and we had books where we had to practice writing and writing and writing and writing until we got it looking cool, you know. So, here's Jenny. Hello, Jenny. Glad you could make it today. Cool spy voice line. You know, there's so many. It's hard to remember them all. So I have made myself a little cheat sheet here. I think one of my favorite fun lines is from termination day, expiration date. That's what it is. I love that lesson that the spy gives to the scout about how to get a date. It's just too choice. So my favorite point is where he says, "I'm not one of your fried chicken tramps. Seduce me." Just amazing. I try not to write over the face of any character. There's one for Jenny with the spy line. Okay. Bon chance, Jenny. Now we're on to complete there. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Ian Osborne. Buying this for his birthday, very adamant spy man maybe. And I thought it'd make a good gift for someone who has everything. That's right. Pretty unique, I must say. Pretty unique. So this is for Ian's birthday. Let's start. Just say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ian. Mon ami. There we go, Ian. Happy birthday. Another Pyro. We've got, this one goes out to Unusual Sandwich. Makes me hungry just thinking about it, man. It's almost lunchtime here. Let's see, what color shall we do? Here we go. 2. Unusual Sandwich. I think I've got something appropriate here. How about this one? Your precious sandwich won't save you now.
someone's asked this twice now, but what is your favorite movie? Although that's probably a big question.
Oh, my favorite movie. God, that changes from year to year, from day to day sometimes.
Let's say recently. Like,
oh my God, my favorite movie. Well, as a member of the Screen Actors Guild's SAG-AFTRA, we get the same screeners every awards season for the Screen Actors Guild Awards that go out to the Oscar voters, and so I get to see a lot of movies before they're released, and the one that really grabbed me this year was The Power of the Dog. I really liked that film. Could go into many reasons why, but it's like a film that didn't give you all the answers. You had to pay really close attention to find out what was going on, and it was kind of a surprise ending. I like that. So The Power of the Dog, I recommend. Now this may be a spy line, but it's on a Pyro picture, but it's a sandwich line. So I thought, what could be better? So sometimes the Pyro, likes to quote the spy just like everybody else. So. There you go, unusual sandwich.
that's an interesting one. Do you give the Pyro any sort of accent under the muffle sounds?
Any kind of accent under the muffle sounds. I'm going to say that's going to remain our little secret. I think you listen closely, you may discover the answer. But the Pyro has a voice all his own. I mean, try to place him anywhere in the world. Good luck. Okay, unusual sandwiches. On to Ivan Villalobos. All right, Ivan. Or Ivan, maybe? Make sure it's spelled right. 2 L's. What does that mean? What that means? Could that possibly be House of the Wolf or something? Lobo? No, maybe that's wrong. Ivan Villalobos. Salute from The Spy. There we go. Yvonne. My lighting's a little dicey here. $392 is Camari. Hello, Mr. Dennis. Is it possible? You could write down a quote from The Spy on the autograph. By the way, I want to say I really love all the voice work that you've done for TF2, and thank you for voicing one of my favorite characters ever in TF2. Spy, was my first man. I just always have a soft spot for The Spy. Pyro came next, but I love him too. But Spy was the original. So this goes out to Camari.
This is a weird question. What romantic advice would you give to someone that isn't the scout?
Take advice that, oh boy, it is not the scout. I mean, as the spy? Oh my gosh. Gee whiz, I wish I had a good answer, you know, a sharp answer for that. As the spy, you know, whisper sweet nothings. You know, I love the line in Meet the Spy where he's looking at the pictures of Spy's mother and says, as he's walking away, he sighs and says, "Ah, ma petite chauffleur," which I'm not sure is real French, but it's something like little cauliflower, I think. Isn't that what? Yes, my little cauliflower. I mean, what could be more romantic than calling your loved one a little cauliflower, right? The spy. Let's see. Okay. How about for France and the unicorns?
Oh, yeah, one of the questions is, how are you feeling when you voiced the unicorn lines?
How was I feeling?
I guess did it feel a little bit like weird, but you're getting paid to say this, so.
Yeah, I love like non sequiturs. You know, I mean, this is part of a dialogue that had some sort of logic to it. You know, back in the game. But just as little standalone lines, they're what? You know, that's what I love those. I love those, like your sandwich line and for France and the unicorns. I'm not sure fried chicken tramp. I mean, what is a fried chicken tramp? So you know, they and in the spy voice, they're just great. So I have to credit the writers for that. So as far as how it felt, it's fun. You know, I mean, everybody knows how much fun these guys are. This game. So you know, and it was fun recording the lines because they were all kind of like unique. You know, really a new take on ruthless mercenaries. You know, these guys had fun at their job. Okay. And now we got 393. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Mr. Poi. Maybe a bit of text like right behind you, and your best attempt at a spy butterfly knife. Oh gosh. Oh wow. Optionally, of course. Thank you so much for your work. It truly means the world to me as a competitive spy player. All right. All power to the spies. Yeah, you know, I need to practice that spy knife doodle. I've been getting asked for some of those, and you know, I've got a Leatherman in my room, but you know, it's a different sort of thing I haven't really worked with as an actor. So I'll get working on that. I think I'll pass because I don't want to put something on there that's going to look, you know, kind of crummy because I don't have it down. So I will, however, put on that line I do love right behind you. to Monsieur Toy. Right there it is. And then we have Joshua Swift. Joshua Swift. Hello, Joshua. I'd like to actually ask the fans. I have two sons myself who are millennials, and they never really learned to do cursive. You know, that was out by the time they got into primary school. I have met several Europeans who still do, like English apparently still learn to write longhand. And if I write in cursive on your picture, can you read it? That's what can you decipher this? And so, you know, if you have any comments on that, I'd love to hear them, because I don't want to write something on here nobody can read. I'm finding that that penmanship is a lost art, or becoming one. Put a little quote from Pyro here.
Oh, no, everyone's chiming in about whether they know cursive or not.
Good. You need to get some feedback on that. There you go, Joshua. So what are we hearing about cursive? Should I?
Well, most people know how to read it, but can't write it, or it takes them a while.
Good. Okay, you can read it. That's good. That's good. Because, you know, I do have to say that as a baby boomer, I find it really a quicker way to write. You know, it's just like a really smooth, quick way where you can connect the letters. And so I never really understood why we got rid of it, but I suppose it's something else that's hard to learn. So, Firein, F-I-R-E-I-N. Sure we get that name right. This one goes out to Firein, or maybe it's Firein. No, this is a spy, so it wouldn't be Firein. Yeah. Okay. I'll make sure I get these. Don't capitalize everybody's name. I'm learning that.
This is a weird question. TF2, along with the characters, raised a generation of children to adults. For instance, like this person started playing at 9, and now he's 19.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh.
The whole generation that's been raised on TF2. Not raised, but influenced.
Well, I've never heard any bad influences come out of it. I mean, I've never heard of anybody going off the deep end about, you know, acting out TF2. What I hear generally is people saying thank you for getting me through my childhood, you know, and however that worked, that's fantastic. But I'm glad it's been a positive force. I will say this: when I was young, comic books. When I was a kid, comic books cost about 12 cents. And that was Superman, Archie, whatever you like to read, Little Lulu, you know. But I loved the Superman comic, the DC comics. And then Marvel came out with Spider-Man, and he was one of the first heroes. And I got so into Marvel that I was afraid I was going to embarrass myself when I got to college. You know, I went off to college. I was still reading comics, you know, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so addicted to these things that I won't be able to stop. But I did. Within a couple of weeks, I was like, I got too much homework to read the comics. And then I found out everybody else had them. Like there were huge posters of the Hulk in people's dorm windows and stuff like that. And I will say that I credit Marvel Comics with teaching me vocabulary, you know, like word, like they used big words that you didn't find in the DC comics initially. And so it was a little more intellectual or something, and the characters thought a lot more. So I just, you know, and everybody thought they were just pulp fiction. Our parents didn't want us to read them, but it was really useful, and they were very literate. So I have no problem at all with people saying that they got something useful in their childhoods out of Team Fortress 2.
I have to ask, do you have a favorite hero? It's some like all-time favorite hero, or
All-time favorite what?
like a superhero or like storyline?
I will say one thing that bothers me, and that is that so many of these comic book heroes have come back in CGI movies now. There's this whole universe, and it's worth trillions of dollars, I think, at this point. But the one character that I think got short shrift was a guy that they called Paste Pot Pete. And he must have been kind of a, you know, a parody character maybe, but he was a criminal. And he didn't really have any superpowers, but what he had was a big pot of glue, a bucket of glue and a hose. And he would go around and you know, when Spider-Man was trying to fight him, he would just spray Spider-Man with glue before Spider-Man could web him down, you know. So I really thought Paste Pot Pete was great. I don't know what happened to him. They should bring him back. We should get a groundswell or a GoFundMe on that. That was DC Comics, by the way. Back of the poster. Okay. Okay. So. Fire in. I will need to let that dry a minute before I put. Let's see. There's your quote on the back. There's your signature on the front of Mr. Spy. Cool. All right.
Maybe we're just going to do this until it becomes muscle memory.
Travelor. All right. Sounds like they're going places there. Travelor. I really love all of these creative names that people have come up with. I assume maybe they're not your birth name. Maybe they are. Either way, they have real panache. See, one thing the voice actor lacks is coordination. There it is. Okay, Travelor. There you go. Will Bodoin. Bodoin. Okay, this is Scout Rainbows Make Me Cry. All right, here we go. 2. It's interesting. This photo has like a little border around it. I kind of like that too. It's kind of my headshots sometimes have that. I never know why, but they do.
Quick question. Do you think the spy looks better in blue or red? I guess it's
You know, he's such a stylish guy. I think he looks good in anything, you know. I could wear a burlap sack. He's just, you know, he's class. So no, I like both suits. And especially, you know, one thing I actually truly love is the little pork pie hat that he wears from time to time. You know, I just think that is the pièce de résistance. No, I want to get one of those hats.
I guess another question. Do you have any hobbies that you'd like to share?
Well, you know, I'm kind of a fix-it guy. I like to make things last, you know, and so I have actually a collection of that's not a fix-it, but I just acquired a collection of very old postcards, which were some of the very first postcards ever used in the United States. They came from the estate of my mother-in-law, who lived to be 100 years old, and they were found in her house when that was cleared out. And I had no idea the amazing history of the postcard in the United States, even in Europe. I mean, it was a very laborious process to make them at first. They were beautiful art and colorful and whimsical. And it was like a 20-step process of lithography that they had to use. And they all have like a 1-cent stamp. I think it costs like 50 cents now to send the postcard. This was back in the early part of the 20th century. So I love collecting those things now. And I'm a tennis player, but you know, I tend to pull muscles more easily than I used to. So I've taken up pickleball, a sport called pickleball. And you know, it's kind of a cliche for guys my age, but it's a very fun game. It's kind of like tennis with an old wiffle ball. You know, we used to play with those when I was a kid. Get going here with Will's picture. This is Scout. Rainbows Make Me Cry. This is Scout. Rainbows Make Me Cry. Goes out to Will. I really, you know, have to make a shout out to the artists who put together these prints we're using now. They're just beautiful and so much fun to look at and share. Now we're up to Optic. OPTK. Actions speak louder than words. There you go. Optic coming at you. One, two. Aberdeen. Hello from Canada. Hope you're doing well. I got a fun question. If Spy in character asked for an autograph, how do you think he'd react? What would he say right? Would he be all suave or just confused? There are no wrong answers. Let's see. How would the Spy react if asked for an autograph? Let's see.
So I suppose as a spy, he'd be worried that anyone knew him,
Mm,
and he wouldn't want to give away.
that's a good point. Yes. That's true. That's probably true. The Spy would probably say, of course I'll give you an autograph, but it won't be my name. You know? Maybe just man in suit. And I certainly think that the Spy would say, "I will only sign with an exquisite pen like a waterman," or something like that. Or perhaps, "I will sign in blood. How would you like that? Eh? A signature in blood." Two. Aberdeen. I imagine there's probably several towns in Canada called Aberdeen, right? Wayland. Okay, Wayland. There you go, Wayland. working on this Zoom is like you forget your right from your left.
Yeah, well, colors are this. But you'll get it.
By the way, there was a request that came in from one customer on Instagram.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what number it is. Should I get that? I think I made a post-it or
You don't have to. It's
maybe
up to you.
later.
Yeah, you can skip ahead if you want, if you have it on hand, but we don't have to put too much time in it right now.
Should I? Can we take a break at some point? Just like a
Oh
short
yeah,
break?
it's about like 11:50. I
Okay.
think that might be the last. We got like 2 more of these VIP orders. Which one was that for?
That's Waylon. He's done.
Like 2 more of these.
To Brenda, hope you're having a wonderful day. If you could please draw a spy crab. I think you guys, you think that I'm a voice. You think I'm an artist as well as a voice talent. You might be disappointed, but we'll see. Maybe my artwork will be unique, if not, perfect. It's a wonderful day. Along with a spy quote. Well, the moment's passed. Back to work. Okay. 2. There you go, Brenda. Oh, that's right. Oh, crap. Let's see. I imagine I can pull that off. My best crab doodle. Thank you, Brenda. Here we go. This is 426, yes. Dominic, from one spy to another, stay classy and frag out. Merci beaucoup, Dominique. So glad to speak with another spy. If you check out the Instagram page, I did post a couple of photos of costume people, cosplay folks who came to the Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle, and I was truly blown away by the costumes that these guys put together. It was just amazing. There's one really debonair-looking blue spy there, and also a Pyro, and boy, that costume was just out of this world. So that was fun. To Dominic. Dominic, and there we have it.
Do you want to take a little break? It's fine.
Yes, I think
12.
we'll take a little break. Right back at you soon.
Oops.
And we're back with autographs of Spy and Pyro. So welcome back, folks. And we'll move right along here with a person named Joe who is looking for a Pyro. So, hello, Joe. Joe, no specific instructions. So I'll just read a little favorite Pyro quote here. This maybe as hard to read as Pyro is to understand. So there you go, Joe. Pyro for you. Now, we've got Joe taken care of. Next is Henry. Can you add your favorite Pyro quote? All right. There's Henry. Henry is done. On to Sophia. Sophia asks, please write a favorite spy quote. All right.
And we got some people asking how your wrist is doing from signing all these things.
You know, that's a good question because initially I saw how many really great fans were ordering these, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, I'm going to get writer's cramp from this. I've got so many signatures to write, but it's easy, you know. Somehow it's just not bad. And we use these nifty little paint pens here that really glide, you know. So it's not like having to, I don't know, use a ballpoint or something like that. They're more like a Uniball or something. So it's not bad, and it's fun. So now, you know, if I had to do this for 8 hours a day for a week, it might get to me, but so far it's great. So to Sophia. Let's see.
Oh, question about your Instagram. Is it a reference to DC Batman? Because it is DC Bateman. Sounds very similar or looks similar.
Oh, you mean
like your Instagram is DC Bateman?
Yeah.
So the one is DC.
Batman was a DC character. Good catch, but no, there's no connection there. Just pure irony, I guess. Because I was a real Superman fanatic, and I got to say, you know, like I'm sure a lot of our viewers today are comic book aficionados and fans. When I, of course, started reading comic books as a child, as I said, they were only 12 cents a piece. This was in the 1950s, and they were printed on newspaper pulp. And we never thought they were really anything special, but we liked them. And I remember taking all my comics up. I had a huge shopping bag full of comics that I took on a camp out one time. And it rained and rained and rained, and all we had was a like World War II era pup tent. And when we took a little hike one day and came up the hill, and I saw this river of color you know, this little rivulet of colored water coming down the hill under my feet. And I thought, that's weird. Where's that colored water coming from? Got up to my tent, and there was my bag of comics. And these were some of the, I wouldn't be surprised if they were the originals. I mean, from the very earliest Marvel. DC had been around for a while, but Marvel comics, I had some of the earliest Spider-Man and the Hulk and the Fantastic Four. And they were sitting in a puddle of water. They were just a big old puddle. They were completely saturated. The ink was just pouring off of them, and they were completely ruined. So there went a massive collection of you know, like pioneer Marvel comics. Of course, probably at that point they're probably beat up anyway, so it wouldn't be worth much today. But let's see, for Sophia.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of sympathy for that story.
Yeah, think back on that. So take care of your comics. Don't take them where it rains. There's Sophia. And now, Nikki G. Taylor. No special instructions. So,
Well, did you audition for any of the other TF2 characters?
I think I probably, you know, it's been a long time ago now. I think I probably auditioned for others, you know. Sometimes the way it worked is then, and probably, you know, still today, is that an agent like ours would send us the copy and then say, here's an audition for this game. And here's the character breakdown, and these are the specifications, what they call the specs. So we look at that, we try to come up with some ideas about how we want to do these, and then we would record. By that point, we were recording at home and putting these files on an MP3 format, and then we just send them off on email. So I suspect that I probably did several characters. But I was cast, I believe. Maybe I got a call back, or I was cast from for The Spy. So that was the only character that I initially was cast as. But you know, just I got lucky that day when I went down to the studio, because the producers said, by the way, we have this other character that we think you might be. You know, like, we're going to give it a try. We don't know what it really sounds like yet. We just know that you can't really understand what he says. We've written out copy here. It's all in English, you know, but the thing about this guy is he wears a gas mask and you can't understand what he says. So we tried several ways to do that, and we finally hit on one that they thought worked, and so The Spy was born. The Spy voice was born. So I went away, I auditioned for one character, got called back, and I went away with two. So that was a very serendipitous day for me. To Nikki G. Taylor.
Well, some people are wondering, have you ever done any motion capture work?
No, I have not. I have not done that.
Would you be interested?
Well, we're talking about on camera.
Kind of. So the way I've seen it
is there audio motion capture?
Yes. So you're still, imagine putting on a big bodysuit with a lot of tiny like balls attached to it, so they can capture your movements.
Right.
But then acting the scene out itself like a theater or movie production.
Right.
You know, you're still talking.
Right.
You're making the motions of like pointing a gun or like running away.
So with audio, would that be like dubbing the voice onto the character?
Sometimes they record the audio separately, but sometimes they'll record the audio.
Oh, I see. So the mocap actor is speaking the lines.
Yep.
No, I have not done anything like that. That does sound interesting.
No.
I suspect that, you know, that takes a particular type of studio setup, and my guess is that's a lot of that's done in Los Angeles or New York.
Not necessarily. I know Bungie does it here. They have a pretty big motion capture studio.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, it's been a while since I worked for Bungie. So here's Nikki's picture of Monsieur Spy. And now we go. That didn't take. Let's see. And this one has no name. A mini spy face next to my signature. Let's see here. Thank you. This will not be anywhere near as good as the artists who have been hired to do this sort of thing, but this will be my the spy of my dreams.
Oh, here's an interesting story. So like the expiration date animation. Some people, or we've heard stories that it was going to be a series on Adult Swim. Had you heard about that?
No,
Okay.
no, I haven't.
Yeah, I guess it was more of a pilot. They wanted to make a whole series about the TF2 characters, but from what I understand, Adult Swim got a little frustrated with Valve because they're working on it's called Valve Time,
Oh,
which is however long they damn please.
oh. So for this fan, you will have a very unique spy rendering here, which will not look like any spy you've ever seen before. But you asked for it, so you got it. Maybe I will practice up on my spy and pyro doodles. But there he is down there. Okay. So, Daryl Hernandez says include your favorite spy line. Let's see, what would that be? Daryl. I'm not one of your fried chicken tramps, Monsieur Daryl. Love that line. Okay. On to Eric. Thank you for everything. Your work has touched the lives of an uncountable number of people. Have an amazing day. See, it's so testimonials like that are heartwarming to us, and really, of all the, I haven't attended a lot of Comic Cons, but the fans I have met have just been the best people. I mean, they're just the nicest, most friendly, and dedicated people, and really seem to, just have a lot of fun with the game, and that's all we could ask for. So thanks for being here today. So to Eric. Mr. Pyro. There's Eric. I must say, I have to say, I'm especially gratified by all of the people that love the Pyro, because he's such a kooky guy, and the spy is someone that's easily sort of recognizable, and you can sort of understand him, and I don't know, he's a character we kind of know before we even play the game. Because there have been a lot of spies, In fact, I remember, back in the 1960s, that's when spies became really popular, during the Cold War, of course, with Russia. And there were all kinds of spy programs. Maybe you've seen some of them on, reruns on YouTube or something like that. But that was a huge trope back then, was the spy show. And but as far as Pyro goes, you just really have to love him for the goofy guy he is, and that's why I'm so impressed with the people who love the Pyro. And we did Eric, yeah.
Oh, good point. Did you have a favorite spy movies or series?
Oh gosh, I think there are two. There are two that I really remember the most. The first, of course, was The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and they were just so cool. And I think if you look at Napoleon Solo, who was I'm blanking on the name of the actor who played him. Very handsome brunette guy, and he was dressed just so classy, but could always pull out the karate moves. That's how they got through every hand-to-hand combat thing. Karate was a huge thing at that point. Don't ask me why that was, but karate and judo were hot. And now, my wife just chimed in and said Robert Vaughn played Napoleon Solo, and the other guy who was the real hottie, he played Ilya Kuryakin, but that wasn't his real name, and he was a Russian. He was actual Russian in the show, but of course he was a classically trained Englishman, in real life. And I won't be able to remember his name either. But so there was The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and then there was The Stranger, I think it was. That starred Patrick McGowan, I believe, and he had been like marooned or exiled to this bizarre island where everything was like Fahrenheit 451. It was just a monotonous existence, like Groundhog Day, where nothing ever changed and everything was really prescribed, and you couldn't get off the island. If you tried to get off the island, which was surrounded by ocean, of course, a huge white bubble or balloon would come chasing you down the beach until it sort of just plopped on top of you, and that's how you'd be caught with this huge balloon. It was crazy, but I really enjoyed that one. Now we've got we have no name per se, but please write right behind you. Okay. There's that one, Mr. Spy. It's interesting to sign a lot of autographs like this, because you really start looking at your own signature. It's like some people just like to do with their signature where you can't tell what it is. Like me, I write out basically my whole name, so may not be legible, but there it is. My dad was a doctor, and they're notorious for having lousy signatures. So that went out to this person, and now we go on to Tiny Comrade. Love that name. Oh no, he's got the briefcase. He's handsome. Love you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. My favorite spy quote is, I'll see you in hell, you handsome rogue. Okay. Let's go out to Tiny Comrade. Whatever Tiny Comrade is, but I'm sure they are a handsome rogue, so we'll put that in there. Shout out to the handsome rogue. Spy. There we go, Tiny. That's your spy and Pyro. Now we have number 11, which is a Pyro, and no name, no instructions. So we'll just do a signature. Pyro and Spy. With a little heart for her. This Pyro loves everybody, right? Now, Houston wants a Pyro. For my wonderful boyfriend, Houston, I hope you enjoyed this print, and I love you endlessly. That's so nice. So sweet. Feel free to write, say, or mumble whatever you wish, and please add a cute doodle. Thanks so much. Okay. So, Houston. Pyro. Pyro lines are always a little fun because decide what part of unintelligible do we want here.
This is kind of a weird question, but have you ever met Gabe Newell?
Gabe Newell?
Yeah, I guess founder or CEO of Valve. He's a very interesting character.
No. We worked with a fella named Jay out there.
Oh yeah, Jay Pinkerton?
Pinkerton, yeah. And Bill?
Yeah, Bill Van Buren.
Van Buren was one of the originals, yeah. Yeah, so no, our work is generally, unless you really get into the cons, the comic cons and Dota and stuff like that, which I also do a voice on, by the way. I have a voice on Dota. I am the invoker on Dota, and but usually ours is very compartmentalized. I mean, we are brought in as the talent to create characters in the studio for the audio, and there are the people who are producing the audio that are right there. I don't know that I ever met a CEO of any company in those auditions. That's handled by the audio production department or whatever. So no, I never met him, but I would certainly like to.
I've only ever seen him twice. Once was at a Valve industry event here in Seattle. And the other time was in the food court. It's kind of very random.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have been to the Valve Studios. It's a special place, I must say.
Did you go to the new one? They used to have the old building
In Bellevue?
Yes, but now it's in Lincoln, next to Bellevue Square Mall.
I think so. How new is new?
It was in the last 2 years?
Oh no, I don't think I've been to that one. But I was so impressed that when I walked into into the lobby, there's an enormous valve. I mean, just a huge industrial valve of some sort, and cast iron thing. And then they had these beautiful framed photographs, just like your family. you know, huge of all the characters. And I took some photos of a Spy and Pyro when I was out there. That's when I tried to get one of the action figures and found out they were all gone. So, so I'm still on the hunt for one of those. So let's see, to Houston.
Also, you're getting some compliments about Invoker. Apparently, a good number of people here play in Dota 2.
Good, yeah. That's a amazing production. So we'll give Houston Pyro line here. So basically, if you can decipher these from Pyro language, congratulations. But I'm not telling you what they mean. You have to figure it out. Basically, they may not mean anything. Now you want a doodle. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's to Houston from the Pyro. And over here, if you can see, I just made a little match being struck on fire, and underneath it says, "No smoking." You know, that's Pyro humor. Go figure. Okay, so that was for Houston. Now, well, this one, we made one out to this person already, I think.
Okay. Oh.
Did you make another one?
Yeah, well, this might mean they bought 2.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we have another one here for Caramel.
Which is always, it's nice when they get multiple ones.
Okay. Maybe that was a list I was looking at earlier. Oh well, so many names coming by me at one time. I never forget a face, but names are, you know, another issue. So, Caramel says, I was wondering what your favorite spy domination line is for the Scout, or your favorite spy dom line in general, and if you could include it alongside the signature. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Okay. Well, I think my favorite domination line, of course, has to be the one we've already heard. I'm not one of your fried chicken tramps. Seduce me! Because I love the end of that sequence where the spy says, or the scout says, so you think I'm ready, right? And spy says, yes, of course. And he says, really? And spy says, of course not. Everything you just said was insane. You have failed. I don't know if that's domination, but it certainly is, abuse to Caramel. Let's see. Can't stop trying to imagine in my mind what the image of a fried chicken tramp.
I kind of see that really briefly in that video.
That's true. That's true. Who knows? I may be one myself. I do like fried chicken.
Who doesn't?
I've never tried to seduce anybody with it, though. That's Spy's Scout's shortcoming. Okay, there you go, Caramel. Love from the Spy. This one goes to Casey. This is a birthday gift. Happy birthday, Casey. That's actually my own son's name. Spelled the same way.
Okay, I just have to read this. One York? Sorry. It does say I did seduce a woman with a quesadilla once. George, I'm sorry.
Okay. Good tip. Good tip. A little spicier than fried chicken. Happy birthday to Casey, your obedient servant, spy. There you are. No, okay. Okay, this one is another with no inscription, so I'll just say salute from the spy. Pyro that's going out to Jacob. Hi, Dennis. Could you please write 1 shudders to imagine what inhuman thoughts lie behind that mask? What dreams of chronic and sustained cruelty in red, black, if you have it. I've been playing TF2 for 11 years now and love your work. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah, that's quite a request.
Yes. Well, let's see. I will definitely go again on this one. Just to imagine human. Okay. There you go. Jacob.
Hey, just because this one person has been asking for a while and keeps on asking, what are your thoughts on disco?
Disco. Would this be retro disco, or is there a new upsurge of disco
I
happening?
mean, let's go with retro. I'm not sure about
Retro.
that either.
My thoughts on disco. Well, now this is I suppose a little tooting my own horn, but I do have a kind of degrees of separation to disco because I appear in the film Staying Alive with John Travolta, and Cynthia Rhodes, I think, was the young lady that was his love interest. We filmed. I just gotten to New York City, just moved there. This was in the early '80s, and I was hired to go down to a I guess a punk club called CBGB in the Bowery in New York City. Very famous place if you're interested in the history of punk. And we filmed the scene down there with Mr. Travolta in his white suit as Tony Manero. And it wasn't disco being done there, but we did film the scene that day, and that was kind of cool. Sylvester Stallone directed it. I just remember him always walking through the set going, too much smoke. There's too much smoke. Come on, get rid of some of this smoke. Because, they put, especially in a club, they're going to put smoke in the air to diffuse the lighting and make it look, kind of romantic or whatever. Other than that, I remember working in Florida and going to a disco one night with the disco dance floor that was all lit up and everybody was out there line dancing to disco. But I've never been much of a dancer, so that was pretty much my career with disco. So, not a huge fan, but we all were affected by disco in the 70s and 80s.
And I'm sure there will be people who will be watching that movie now just to look for you.
Oh yes, I'm also here in the film Annie.
Oh,
That was directed by John Huston, who also directed Casablanca, and his daughter is Angelica Houston. That was filmed in Radio City Music Hall, but good luck finding me in that one because in that one I was an extra. But I'm there with Annie. So this goes out to Jacob. Yes.
okay, and almost it's about 12:45 right now.
Okay. We'll do a couple more here. This one goes to Maki. Doodle a goat on the poster. Oh my gosh, they're asking for my artistic skills again. Oh boy, such as they are. Okay. To Maki. What's a goat say? Let's see. Okay, Maki, there you go. There's the goat of everyone's nightmares. All right, so that's Maki. And now we have just make it out to Riley. Okay. Salute. There you go, Riley. And I think that's all we have time for today.
Okay, that's all fine. I got still timing, so yeah, I think I'll do that.
All right. So thanks, everybody. We may well do another one of these, and if so, I'll let you know. Bye now. Have a great day.